wasn't going to allow you to hit the button. I hit the button.
Debatable.
What do you mean? What button are we talking about? The big red one or something else?
Eddie.
Oh. We're not collected today. Oh my God. Hi guys. Welcome back to the Ugly Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Dark Ginger. We're back with the one and only Jonnyizz. And we're having a day. It's Monday. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Even though
Happy Labor Day to anyone in the U.S. or whoever celebrates it.
This will be going out after that, but like we love you guys so much and we appreciate this stuff. It's just a good day. Like this is an incredible day. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I hate that I'm wearing a white t-shirt. Not because of obvious reasons, but because I'm sweating so much. I forgot to put on socks. I don't know if anyone in the world knows this. I have very clammy feet. So they are always so sweaty. Like I could be in like a blizzard and my feet will be sweaty as hell. I don't know why. And that's why I always wear socks. That's why I don't have a Patreon for my feet, because that's gross to me. If you like it, cool. I don't. Oh my God.
So I
don't know how this is.
That we're actually talk about.
What?
Should we actually talk about the actual topic that we're going to talk
about? Oh, yeah. We're back for Game Bangs Part 2. Because it's a topic that, like, could go on forever. Especially, I've got, mine coming up. You've got yours that you're going to.
This Friday, actually.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I don't know what day it is. I'm blacked out. I'm not drunk, you guys. There's a lot going on, but in like really good ways, and we'll tell you one day. I promise.
Let's put it this way: in the last 12 hours, a lot has happened for us. But we'll get to that later. But one thing I will say before we get going, like last time, if we get to 800, 900 subscribers,
we would like any of you guys to subscribe. Just a number. No, because we're trying to get a good number for us to go to Exotica.
Yeah. If we
which
get
is exciting.
Because Exotica here in New Jersey, which is the big one that Ginger wants to attend, guys, is beginning of November.
Yeah, it'll be November 3rd through the 5th. If you happen to be there in the area, you're more than welcome to like meet up and say hi to us. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and we would just like to make sure that we had at least 800 subscribers so that it supports the channel. And listen, we're just thirsty. It's fine. It's okay. It's cool. And it would be nice to hit that goal because
it'd be really cool to have that many subscribers in less than a year and go to like the.
Just a round of applause for almost 700 right now. Like, it's incredible that, like, this has happened. Like, I like to always, humble myself to think that this all started, late December of last year. And this was just a funny idea. And now we're here. And, like, you guys are all listening and tuning in. And please leave in the comments down below if you like this. Like, please interact there because the comment section means a lot. And subscribe, share with your friends, family. Like, please, like it's insane that we've gotten to this point,
Right. I mean, even if you're on iHeartRadio or Spotify, you can actually find us there too.
Yeah, we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the links down below. I need to link those. I think I forgot to do it.
Well, that's why we're also, and I'll just throw this out there. If you have any sort of video editing background and you actually want to join the podcast, go to email down below, theuglycouch@gmail.com.
theuglycouchpodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm like...
We just talked about it.
No. Send us your resume and any sort of like portfolio references. This way we can take a look because literally we are so busy with other things that...
We've got a lot of projects going on, which is really exciting.
It's not funny anymore how spread out our team is.
It's incredible. Like, everyone on this team is incredible, and I love you all so much. And thank you, everyone, for all your love and support. And the best thing you could do is just, like, listen and subscribe. So because today's episode, we're back on part 2 of Game Bangs because there's a lot. So, There was one username. I won't say her name on here because I got in trouble last time I did. She was supposed to be doing an event here. It's gone.
Wait, is this the one who I'm thinking of?
The one that I was supposed to go to
Yeah.
and be
Okay.
a part of. Yeah, she had hers. She was supposed to have hers on the 8th, and it's gone. And then
I think she's
there's
doing one in Hawaii here soon.
really good for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she gets around. That
Me.
joke. That joke.
Yeah, no, because that's why I rescheduled my event because she was going to have hers on the same day.
Well, that and also you and I were talking about that there was something else that was going to be popping up around that time. Anyways, but so literally in the first one, as you guys saw, we covered so much as if like here's like the top 5 things, and that would be sort of the basics of Gangbang 101, in my opinion. I don't know. Would you consider that about the same way, Ginger?
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty basic stuff. There's because I love that we're in different perspectives and whatnot, and you've attended more than I've been to. This will be my third that I'm hosting, and it's just very interesting to get. I hope that you guys enjoyed the last episode because it's from different perspectives. So I think that we covered pretty well, but I'd like to elaborate more on like some of the finer details.
So one of the big things is a lot of people are so used to seeing what a gangbang is on the internet. Okay, that is not always the case.
No, what they do in the
That's
porn
more,
industry, very different.
yeah, what they do in the adult industry is very different than what happens a lot of times in real life. Now, the other thing that I want to definitely say is events are one of a few different ways. They are either you pay to get in, and it can vary if you're a female, a couple, or a single male, or it's one price for everyone or no charge for
Yeah,
everyone.
that was the surprising thing. Like even with I did the podcast with Dex from Dex Ranch, and he has his little like lifestyle like club, which is awesome. If you guys are ever in that
Yeah.
area, please go watch it. And he doesn't charge, and I think that's awesome to have that option. But when it comes to something like this, it it feels weird when it comes talking about the dollar sign thing. It's very uncomfortable. I don't really like it, but thank you all for who does do that. And it's a very like iffy thing to talk about. Like, because a
Well,
lot of people will be like, oh, well, I have to pay to go to this. I'm like,
and and I'm gonna say this to everyone out there: the price is the price. There's no negotiating with a lot of these. It sucks, but if you don't want to pay, either host one yourself or you know find other ones because there's somewhere if you go as a couple, you don't have to pay. You know, they're very few and far between, but
it's a very sensitive thing because I do get a lot of messages being like, why do I have to like pay for something like this? I should just be able to like play with you. I'm like, well, I wish that would be a thing, but I'm also married, and the fact that my husband lets me do these kind of things is a big deal. And yes, of course, I do my own things, but when it comes to the amount of people, I mean, the last one, there was 25 people, and that's a lot for just one
that's
person.
a decent sized one. The biggest one I
Yeah.
think you had like 40.
That's a lot. How many females though? Like how many performers? That's the thing is that people don't. So
It was like
that's what I wanted to get into is that we are performers. It's literally like the equivalent of going to a strip club. You're paying for like entertainment. That's really what it is. And the fact that we're going above and beyond to do something so intimate and make ourselves very vulnerable to something like that, like, come on. Like, I don't get why we can't host these events and not ask for a donation like that.
well,
Because some people will go and fight us and be like, "Oh, you're acting on something legally wise."
Well, and the other thing is well, a lot of people don't think about, and you and I have discussed this a number of times outside of this, is all the other stuff. It's like, okay, you have the space that you're using, you know, that can cost money. You have, if you traveled, you have snacks or, drinks or whatever. You have all these other expenses that a lot of people don't take into account. So,
Because if I just had like this big old mansion, sure, I would just host them for free all the time. But I
well,
don't.
and
And even the fact
you
that
have to even
I
take
went to
into account, like,
someone's
if there's
huge house.
damages.
Yeah, exactly. So like that we have to like it's not about us making like a profit off of it. It's just covering what happens, like
Yeah,
what
it's
goes on
covering
because
the
cleaning
expenses of
up
people's time.
and like if something gets damaged or
Oh,
there was one girl I was talking to not too long ago, and she said that the cops got involved, and it's
oh
like they
yeah,
have to pay for that kind of stuff because she fell into a wall and like damaged it because she was so intoxicated.
yeah.
Like you
I've
have
been
to
to
like cover that kind of stuff.
I've been to ones where we literally had to sort of pull the whole bed away from the wall
The
because
funny thing is, at my last event, the guys kept pulling me down off the bed because my head kept hitting against the headboard,
well no,
and they're like, "We're
besides
gonna give
that,
you a concussion."
well
I
no,
was like,
it
"That's so
wasn't even like her
sweet."
head was hanging, it was literally her, she was holding onto the headboard. Yeah, but then also she was a screamer, like screamer.
Oh yeah, like that's a thing too that I hate because where we do our events, we're in hotel rooms, and I'm very thankful for where we go. Please don't blast them where we are because we really like having these events here. But I have to like because I'm a screamer. I'm very loud and vocal, and I like it. I have to subconsciously be like, don't be that loud. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, well, it's like that girl. Like, it was interesting because she, like, what we always had to do with that particular girl was, so she had to have an appendage in her mouth when.
Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing ball gags because one of the girls that came to mind, bless your soul, you're freaking amazing. I love you. You were amazing. But she was loud and vocal, and I was like,
No,
I'm gonna start bringing ball gags. Got it. Okay, cool.
but I mean,
Shove a sock in her mouth. I don't care.
there were girls who I've seen that were literally they bring like a full duffel bag full of stuff
Yeah,
for these
yeah.
events, and and I'm gonna say this: if you go to these events, don't expect to run into these people, or if you do run into them, you're not gonna be going, "Hey, I saw you at." It's not like that.
Y'all wonder why I've become agoraphobic because that happens so often. Like, it doesn't happen often anymore. But when I was like, it's probably like 4 years ago, I think I've told you this story that I was out and about playing disc golf with my friends,
Oh yeah,
and he
yeah,
brought
yeah.
a bunch of his buddies. And about halfway through the round, he's like, "You're Darth Ginger, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not today, but yeah, that's my
Oh,
profile." And he was
yeah.
like, "Oh, did she pop in, Miss
She,
Elba?
she
Miss,
moved. Yeah, I saw her head move.
come here. You want to say hi to the podcast? You have such low ratings. Come here."
No, I like this side, Bob.
She's such like a parrot when it comes to this side of the couch. She's like, "Nah, I just want to be
Okay,
away." Okay,
I'm gonna go. I said hi.
bye, Ella. The podcast missed you. Okay, no, cool. I miss you too. But anyways, yeah, it's very interesting. Like, having that
Yeah,
interaction after an event like that happens, and like, thank you for saying hi to me, but not while I'm going grocery shopping.
yeah. Honestly,
I'd rather you like be that weirdo, be like, "Hey, I think I saw you at the grocery store and message me," but don't come up to me. It's so I know it's really hard and exciting to like see someone. Yeah, I'll be like a narcissistic asshole and like toot my own fucking horn. But I have a lot of followers, and when people see me, like it's very shocking. Like I do exist. I'm a real person, but like there, you have to learn that time and place to come up to me. Not when I have a shopping cart full of unknown produce and I'm struggling.
well, the other part that you can also do is you sort of do that, and it's a very guy thing, is the "what's up" nod.
Oh, what?
So okay, so
What?
like
Like
it's
you
sort
like
of like,
make eye contact and go,
yeah, pretty much.
have
It's
you done that?
I plead the fifth.
What? That's a thing?
Yeah, yeah. Most guys said you know about it.
I've been sweating so much today for absolutely no reason, and I can't. Wait, I would 100% dead ass. Like if someone did that to me, I'd be like finding them online and be like, I'm not talking to you. Just go, hey. Like, I'm sorry for anyone who's ever tried to do that to me. No. Like if you see
But
me out in public, just send me a message. Be like, hey, were you there? And I'll be like, yeah, cool. I'm never going to that Albertsons ever again. Like,
well,
it's
no,
hard. It's very
well,
hard because
it's one
again,
of
I'm
those.
agoraphobic, so I don't like going out in public. I hate it,
Well,
but I still
see,
do it.
the big thing is like you don't worry. It's not like because there if you have like if you're out and about with your wife and kids, yeah, no one's ever gonna
Yeah, and that's the thing is that
or your
I don't have
family.
that excuse. I don't have a wife and kids. Like,
No, but still, like like even if
yeah.
you like go out and do that stuff, you don't have to worry about that because it's sort of like an unwritten rule.
All right, you all heard from Johnny. Unwritten rule: you recognize someone from the internet, just go, hey.
Well, you don't even have to go like, hey, you could just
It's a
sort
very nice thing to do. I'm seeing that now. It's a very like nice gesture to be like, hey, I've seen your tits.
of. Well, it's like, well, no, it's like, okay, I've been to somewhere that's like I said, there's so many guys. So sometimes, depending on what industry you work in, you may run into some of these guys.
Right. Yeah. It's very
So,
interesting.
so it's like, it could be very awkward, especially like I said, when someone's there with their family or,
Right.
you just randomly, like, they go in, like if you sell cars and they come in to buy a car, and you're like, oh, this is a
Do I
little.
get a deal?
Or you have like someone like me who, I can pick up your knives and you drop your knives off to be sharpened. Yeah, that's gonna be a little awkward.
Nice plug. By the way, Johnny sharpens knives, so go hit him up.
Yeah, but
But that's the thing. It's like because when it comes to these events that I do, I'm a very intimate person. I like to like I think I talked about it last time, maybe. But like while like, certain things are happening, I'm also having a full conversation with someone else.
oh
And
yeah,
it's
no, it really does
incredible.
happen. I've had like full fledged conversations, and there's some guys who I've met. I'm like, how's the family? How and
Yeah.
and literally,
And
it's
it's
like,
incredible. I love doing that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why I did the podcast. I love talking to people, but I think it's a bit of a different situation where you're getting like railed and like double decker going.
oh yeah, well, and what's
Like,
funny
oh
is
hi,
like
I'm so glad you're
there's
here. How are you?
and okay, there's a bit by Brad Williams that
Oh, okay.
I
We
absolutely love.
love Brad Williams. We stand for you, Brad Williams. Please be on my podcast, please. I
Well,
swear.
okay, there's a bit that he does where him and his buddy hook up with this one girl. You've heard this one, I'm betting.
You told me about it, yes.
So he
But
has
please
this
tell
bit
the audience.
where he's like pretty much
Wait,
like
hold on. Let's preface who Brad Williams is. If you don't know who Brad Williams is, he's a dwarf
little
comedian,
person
and he's
comedian.
so amazing. He's so funny and talented, and he has like I know I'm obsessed with him. I know
Oh,
my husband's obsessed with him because
I am.
and yeah. Wait, no, you're not my husband. You just both have very
I said I'm
similar names.
obsessed with him.
He's so incredibly talented. But yes, go on with your story. So if you look at Brad
So
Williams, he's a great comedian.
so he has this bit where him and his buddy hook up with this one girl. All right, both of them at the same time. All right, and he's like, you have to establish which way you're rotating. All right. Now, Brad, for those of you who don't know, Brad Williams is under 5 feet tall. I think he's under like four. He's like 4'5" at the tallest.
Hold on. Alexa, how tall is Brad Williams? He's 4'4".
I called it,
You were close. Oh my god, he's amazing. He's
but
so talented.
him and his
Size
buddy,
doesn't matter. It's how you fucking use it. All right.
yeah. Well, okay. Him and his buddy were trying to rotate. Well, at one point they didn't really figure out which way you're rotating. But then the other part that he brought up, which is like, you're going, yeah, because most guys you're not gonna be so much like looking up and around too much. until you get more comfortable. But you're usually so focused, and then it's like I'm looking deep into your eyes. This is
Yeah.
it's like I
Full
love that.
eye contact.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you know what he does this bit, and I love it. But it's really pretty much like accurate, like how like there's certain like rules. Like when you first go, like you are so focused, and you're not gonna be like having like deep looking at somebody's eyes unless you're the one doing them on the bed.
Yeah, because for me, just in like my own personal life, we always make eye contact. My husband and I always make eye contact. Like that's just a
Yeah,
it's a
no,
very
it's like
intimate thing. When these guys, guys, girls, I've had all of them at my events already, and they about I think 50% will make eye contact, except for that one guy who had the audacity to just like splooge all over me. He like didn't even make contact with that. He just came over and then gone, and then someone else came and licked it off. And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Going back to like the
is
Michael
that
Moore,
okay?
going back to Michael Moore. If you're gonna do something, say something.
Yeah. It's
Like give like make
is
sure you
that
get consent,
okay?
not just like okay, I'm just gonna dump and run, or let me look it
I
up.
didn't I didn't mind that part. Like I get it. Like that wasn't the thing that bothered me. Like it
No,
was hot. Everyone really
it was more
enjoyed
the
it.
looking up.
It was the guy who came and licked it up, and I'm sorry that I'm calling you out on this, but that made everyone really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Um, because I had like privately talked to this person and like had said like at the right time that can happen. And I know he's gonna watch this and be like, what the fuck? But like no one else gave consent to
but
do that.
right there, it's sort of
Like
like
I
you
was in the
said.
heat of the moment.
It's
I'm
like a
still doing what
deuce.
I'm doing with everyone else, and then he comes in
That
and
sort
does
of
that,
falls
and I was like,
into a
that's not cool.
don't category unless it's like
Yeah,
unless you're in a group where okay you're all used to doing that, you're all
right.
very well know each
If
other,
he had asked
that's
me
one thing.
and I would have
But
said
if it's like
yes,
where you're with a
yeah,
whole bunch of strangers, that's a no.
yeah,
That's a
that's a
bad.
very intimate thing to do, and the fact that like not everyone is into that kind of stuff. Like this is the event that it is, and it's like that didn't make anyone happy at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Most of these events when you go to, think of it being more of a PG-13 type of style.
Kind of stuff, yeah. It's like you got to play it safe.
PG-13 sort of, but like when you start like like eating other people's bodily fluids,
Yeah,
you
this is not
you've
the right
sort
time
of
and place for it.
gone more into the X category. Like
Yeah, that's like
here's where you want to
it's too
be.
intimate.
Well, it's like if here's the scale, here's G, here's triple X,
Yeah,
here's
by
where
the
you
way,
want to
don't
be.
eat cum off of my body while I'm in a game bang. Thank you.
Here's where you
Like,
want to be when you go to these events. You don't
yeah.
want to go past here. Here's the line. Here's your
Yeah.
fuck around and find out line. You know?
Also, still, please stop throwing condoms in the toilet. That's fucking gross.
Yeah.
That literally that's been the first time in a while that it literally grinds my gears.
Well, that's the big
Oh,
thing.
that's
A
a good.
lot of
I shouldn't have
guys
done that.
are
Okay,
just
please don't clip
lazy
that.
when it comes to these. So you have to, if you go to
Yeah,
these events, guys, please to God look for the garbage can.
it's right there next to the toilet. There was a bin right next to it.
You know, and
Stop
then
it.
also, here's
But I
another
also will
thing.
stop bringing Slim Jims.
Here's another thing. Know your like your diet. Like if you eat like hot dogs and gas station food or like super like salty foods all the time, you don't eat a lot. You don't really eat fresh fruit or vegetables at all. Probably a good idea that someone may not want to swallow.
Oh my god. Oh,
That's where I was going with. Because there are
okay.
some guys who, and most girls I've seen don't want that. And I do understand because there are some who have really poor diets. So
And
if
then
you,
they get offended that I don't swallow because I do say a lot, spitters are quitters. That is a thing. Yes, I will swallow. That does not mean I'm going to play with you another time because diet. It's so amazing how much it can affect
yes,
your
both
your
in both
bodily
ways, in both
fluids.
ways,
Yeah, because
because
like
both,
if I have a nasty pussy, like I thank God for my husband. I love him so much to death. Like he eats me out. every fucking morning. Thank you, God, so much for that. And he will honestly tell me if like I have a nasty tasting pussy. Now, granted, whenever I do these events, I'm fully cleaned, like fully shaved, and I douche myself 24 hours beforehand so that I know that my shit is healthy and ready to go.
Right.
Now, these guys, they'll come in just after eating like a shit ton of Taco Bell, terrible fucking diet, and then go, oh yeah, take this, which is why I had a guy one time be like, oh, why did you just like spit it out? Like you just like had it like you like licked it off and like didn't like actually swallow it. I was like, well, one, we were doing videos and photos, and two, it tastes awful. It tastes like acid. Like I don't want to ingest that.
Yeah.
Like that you like it. Diet is so key if you want me to swallow. Because like, of course, like cum doesn't always taste great. Let's just get that out of the way. Because not everyone wants to do that. It's fucking weird. But if you want me to like happily like ingest something like that, please take care of yourself healthfully. Like, I'm not about
That,
to like
I've
swallow
seen
that shit
guys.
after you pounded a Mountain Dew Baja Blast and like 19 chalupas. Like, it's just
Well, and I've
not
seen guys where
ideal.
literally they've come in and they are like, there's some who come like they're like in a sport coat and all this stuff, and it's like, the one thing I will also say is pay attention to where you put your stuff,
Yeah,
because
true
a lot of
that.
people, because there are two types. There are ones who put on one specific area, and then there are ones who get so into it that they lose track of stuff. And I can't
My
tell you how
last
many
my
times I've
last
seen
event,
guys
3 guys had to come
lose
back
their
to get their
drawers.
phones. Yeah, 3 guys had to come back last time to get their phones because they just left it. I was like, what? Don't don't
Yeah,
do that. Like that's why I like for where we go, we have this huge closet. And I'm like, you are more than welcome to put it. Just remember it. I'm not don't hold me accountable for that. That is your stuff.
yeah,
And like
no,
everyone that comes to my events, they're very like mature and respectful. Like no one was ever like, oh well, I left it. I was like, that's on you. You're an adult. Like
right.
you came here. And no, that hasn't happened. I think I left something, which is fine. But like that I held myself accountable for that. But like that people please like understand that when it comes to events like this, at least mine's still a small scale. Um, make sure that you know where all your stuff is. Like bringing it back and like mark it with your name. Like like I'm not saying that like anyone's stealing it. It's just if you leave it in like the room and then the next day happens, it's gone.
Right. I mean, I've shown up to events and I had my laptop and this and that, and it,
Why would you bring your laptop?
well, no, because I was coming from somewhere else. I
Okay.
stayed overnight somewhere else, and I was swinging by the event. So
Oh, why would you just leave it in your car?
because I didn't want someone breaking into my car and stealing it,
Okay.
and
You made you felt more safe with your laptop being there than in your car.
yeah, because there's
Wow.
eyes. Well, because there's multiple eyes on it,
Right.
and when
Yeah,
I
just
and
steal it.
well, that and what I will also do is, depending on who's hosting it, I'll say, hey, I'm gonna leave this right here with you. So like
Mhm.
if you, so this way, but it's also with people who I've
That's a hard
developed
thing to
that
put on
relation.
someone though, because I mean, a
Well,
laptop's a lot of money and they're not responsible for that. You could say like, "Hey, I'm putting this here if something happens," but they're also, doing a bunch of stuff too.
right.
Like I would
But
never ask my host to do that.
I only do it with, not with only very specific. I'm very, very specific on which group
Yeah.
I'll do it with and which host, and you know which host I'm talking about.
My host, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very
We could
specific.
plug him. I'm sure he'd like that. Jerry, hi.
Yeah. So I do it with Jerry because
He's great.
Jerry, I'm very specific with, because me and Jerry have known each other for a number of years, so we've developed that relationship where, you know what, and it's not like I pull my laptop out. It stays in the bag, but I keep it, in the
Yeah.
area where it's not in the way, but it's not gonna be, easily forgotten.
That was the thing that I like scheduling. I will honestly say that I tested last time. I had my purse right there on the table in like the main area. I just left it there. Like I had
Yeah,
my purse there, and then
most
I had my phone in the bedroom, and no one
most
messed
won't
with it.
touch it.
Everyone was super respectful.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on the groups, most really won't touch it. Won't, but
Jerry is really good at finding people who want to attend, that he
He
knows that we can
he
trust, we
does
can
a lot
attend.
of weeding out.
Yeah, he's incredible. Thank you,
I
Jerry,
mean,
so
I
much.
will
I'm
say this
so excited
to
for September 13th.
there are some who literally and I've seen people get kicked out of these events for breaking rules, and it's it's a shame. But
There's
yeah,
a lot that you have to do, I feel like, to get kicked out of something like that. Because my big worry, and I tell this to everyone, that any event that I go to, whether it's a game bane or not, I wear a butt plug because I don't do anal, you guys. I don't. I do with my husband, not with anyone else. And I keep that special area for him. That's between me and my husband. But there's always going to be that one guy that goes, oops, I slipped into that. Like, no, you didn't.
well, okay. I will say from there are times where, depending on the situation, if there are multiple hands, it's actually very easy to realize it when you got, yeah, trust me, been there.
Did you?
We'll talk about that later. But
Oh, those cheeks are red now. How do
but
you accidentally fall into another hole? No, that's bullshit. I'm calling it no.
no,
Like, I
really,
get,
I
like,
didn't.
you're going at it and then all of a sudden it
No,
pops
no,
out
no,
and
no,
you're just
no,
still in
not
that
that way.
spot.
Not that way.
Oh, okay.
Not that way. That way is a different. That one I do understand, but I'm talking a totally different way.
All right, sorry, you guys. You're gonna have to like find our BTS somewhere and fucking find out why. That's
but
incredible that that could happen.
but yeah, no, there's a lot of these rules and whatnot, and you really just here's the biggest thing I will say, and I'm gonna take this line from Roadhouse.
Okay,
Be
you're the
nice.
second person and today has quoted Roadhouse to me. All right.
Be nice. I don't care. Just be nice. Be polite. Just be nice. You know
Yeah,
what? You'll get a
have some
lot
respect and be
further in these
cool and
events.
like,
You know,
yeah.
I've met some really great people at these events.
Yeah. Shout out to Kinky for being like the coolest person who's ever come to my event. I love him to death. And he shows up with like, I know it's not this length, but like an 18-inch black dildo on a belt. I'm like, yo, chill. And he's so awesome. Like,
Well,
there are some really cool people that I like love like interacting with afterwards. If you are nice and kind and respectful, like that's where we could build like some sort of like friendship relationship. It's great.
yeah. I mean, you're willing to build that relationship. Great. There's
Yeah.
some who
If
don't.
you're there just a nut on my shoulder, cool. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this is probably it's probably one of the more unique communities out there that you'll run into. That you know what, you'll meet people from all. I've met people who were I big in IT. I've met guys who worked in a grocery store. I've met people who were just fresh out of college. I met people who are still in school doing these events.
Like
Um,
one of my favorites that went to my last one. I hope he comes to the next one. He works in a hospital and he's so kind and nice.
yeah,
He
I
almost broke me
there's one
twice.
guy who I met here on the East Coast, and he doesn't live in this state. He lives in one of the other states, but he traveled down, and he is a firefighter.
That's so
So
cool. I appreciate you all for your occupancies and your jobs, and thank you for everything that you do. And it's so beautiful to like have something like that kind of event, and I'm like, oh, what do you do for work? I'm a lawyer. Fuck.
well, and then you get like people like me who are like, it's like, what do you do? Well, I work in construction, and a lot of people
Yeah.
think I work like physically on job sites, and no, I'm actually in the project management end
Whoa,
of construction.
again, nice tooting your own horn.
But then,
I'm a successful project manager for construction.
no, no,
You
where I'm
are.
at
You
now,
you
I'm not a
really
project.
are. Like I'm so
But
proud of you for doing all that.
yes, I've been a project manager, but I'm not a project manager right now where I'm at. So, but I also do sharpen knives on the side as well, and that's usually actually kind of interesting. Where I've actually had full-fledged conversations
While you're
about
like
knives.
digging down and like just like
Yeah, honest to
like
God,
talking about,
honest to
oh,
God.
I sharpen knives. Oh, what do you do?
You
Don't flip
you
that
think
either. Oh my God.
I've seen stuff like that. You think I'm joking? I
Yeah, it
really have
happens.
had.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like it's okay to interact. Like it doesn't have to be like a silent thing. And if it's your first time going to an event like this, just tell us. Like I'm totally okay
Say
with it.
something
Like I had my first time too, you
and
know?
honestly have fun.
Yeah.
Take go as slow as you need to. No one says you have
Right.
to, you know, be Superman or whatever. Just go have a good time.
Speaking of Superman, y'all gotta stop fucking like jackrabbits because I
Well,
there are certain ways of fucking. And that bothers me, especially in that kind of an environment. Like I'm 31 years old. I lost my virginity at 13. Now, if we were back at when I was 13, I get the whole jackrabbit thing. Like you said, take your time, enjoy it.
well,
Like,
it depends because remember some
yeah,
of these events that you have where you're on time limit for like you with the person
yeah. I mean, there were a lot of guys that were there that
where
were
you
like,
have
"Oh,
like
I'm on my
10
lunch
15
break."
minutes
Yeah,
but then you have to go back into the line and it's like it definitely is tough whereas some of these others there's not really a time limit,
right.
so what, what I'm going to definitely say is the ones that I dislike are the ones that put a time limit on
Mm-hmm.
because it can sometimes you don't get it right. You need more time to
Right.
get set up,
Yeah.
so to speak, or you need more.
I just like the idea that someone asked me that they're like, "Oh, do you have any fluffers there?" I'm like, "Let me
Yeah,
tell you something. That's not
no.
gonna help
First and
at
foremost,
all."
that does not ever like
No,
exist.
fluffers do not exist at these events. I don't know who made this rumor.
No,
Again,
I
this
think
is not this
no, I
is
think
not
people.
something in
Well,
the
no,
adult
that goes
industry.
back to the adult industry that a lot of people
Exactly.
think.
Yeah. We do not exist. There are no fluffers. It is you and me. That's it, and 20 other dudes. Like that's it. If you can't get hard, like there's nothing worse. I hate. I'm gonna say it. Just 'cause- fuck it. Whatever. There's nothing worse than having a soft dick with a condom on right in front of my face. If you can't get hard, don't come over here. Like just don't.
The one thing I hate is the ones who like if you don't want to give head, then just say it. Don't.
Yeah, I say that very loudly. I think I said it about 17 times. I was like, by the way, don't face fuck me because I gag release and I don't want to puke again because
No,
I
I'm
puked
not
the
talking
first time.
about that.
But
I'm
like
talking
sucking
about
dick with a condom on is fucking gross.
no, I'm talking about I've had girls where they just like completely like like
They won't
I
suck
was like
dick at all?
that, and I've had also others where
Damn.
they are so bad that it went down.
How So here's the thing that it comes to that because I don't like sucking dick, but I'm really good at it. How do you make a dick go down from sucking? Like, are you that bad?
Because you're
How are you bad
yeah,
at
no,
sucking
she
dick?
was that bad. I've had
How
some
did you?
that were
How? I don't. You put your mouth on a pee pee, play with the balls, and call it a fucking day. What?
because they don't like actually want to play. They just they're. Let me put it this way: when you go to some of these events, you're gonna get two types of performers. You're gonna get the performer like Ginger here, where they're very energetic, they're very
Hi,
passionate and
thanks,
care, and
Johnny.
then you have the others where it's just it's business.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, and the ones that are like it's business are the ones who are usually like, the
That's terrible.
they're the ones who
Oh,
are like they're okay, you know.
y'all just women. I love women and men. Just fucking pay attention to the balls. Like, use your hands. Like, at least given a little fucking care because I, yes, this is business for what I do, but I also give a fuck, which I've always lived my life. You are every time you wake up, God gives you two fucks to give. And these are the only times I actually give a fuck because going to events like this has to be like so intimidating and you make yourself so vulnerable
Oh
to
yeah,
one, not give a donation like that you're giving you're paying something to do, and two, like I can't imagine being a dude and just like standing around with a bunch of other guys like this the whole fucking time. It's like,
Well,
it's wild.
that, and also, okay, there's every sort of body type
Yeah.
imaginable. You'll
Mhm.
get, I've seen guys literally who are bigger than me, like gut wise, like, and
Yeah.
they need a cane to get around at these events.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys who are like fully ripped out, like bodybuilder types and
Mm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
fighter
I'm sorry.
types,
I thought about that one guy. I'm not allowed to talk about him.
and so you get the full spectrum.
Cool guy with sunglasses. Hell yeah. Shout out to you, man.
And
Damn.
then you also get like the nerdy, like I've seen the scrawny nerd type.
I
I was
love
like,
them. They're my favorite. Oh my God. Damn. And
so
it's a very diverse, like, like interaction and environment where y'all just need to learn how to like be like, listen, we're all here for one thing. That pussy. It's like, that's it. And it's incredible that like the past two that I've done, like everyone has been so awesome, so respectful, and like just had a good time. No one left there angry. And like everyone was like, nope, I'm good. Well, I will say there was sorry, I just got a message. My bad, my bad, my bad. I still have the window up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm coming back. I'm sorry y'all for this interruption. Ha! I have his phone number.
to be continued on this part.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll chill the fuck out. Anyways. Yeah, no, it's just I wish I could see the perspective of like what you guys go through to put yourself in that kind of like mentality to do something like that. It's
Yeah,
very interesting. And if anyone ever wants to like come on the podcast and like talk about it, like please do. Like cuz I love hearing about that. Like it seems very intimidating.
yeah.
But like congrats to everyone who does it. Like thank
Well,
you.
if there's anyone who like is like curious or wants to like some pointers, definitely hit me up on Fat Life. I'll
Yeah, like
gladly.
please, like we have open like inboxes for that kind of stuff. Like we're
A
not
great
shy
to may
about
not
this.
be
Obviously,
passive
we're talking
on,
about it.
but just hit message me and
Yeah, because
you
you've been
know
to a lot. You've had your handful of gangbangs and whatnot, and I think that's incredible. I commend you on that because
it's
I don't
sort
think as a guy I could do it.
it's my main kink. It's like it's
Yeah,
sort of one of those. I go because when I up until I started doing them, I really wasn't very proud of my body. Like I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. But as I got older, I got a little bit more comfortable in it. I sort of just was more happy with like who I was as a person. I mean, if you're comfortable walking around the locker room shower, guys, in your own skin, then you'll be fine at these events for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah. For them, like and that you have to like have like such confidence in yourself to be able to do that kind of stuff. Um, but it's a lot. So and if y'all we'll do a part three if you really want to.
If you really
'Cause
want part three,
we can talk about this for hours,
yeah, this can
especially
go
because the
for.
next time we probably shoot one, it'll be after my event and after your event.
Yeah,
So
well, I think if we do, then they want if you guys want part three, I
you
want
guys have
100
to like,
likes.
subscribe,
You have to have
share this to
100
everyone.
likes
Trying to get to
to this
900
video.
subscribers so
So
that
if
we
you
can
want
feel
part three, we need 100 likes to this video.
yes.
All
It's
right.
incredible. All right. So I love you all. I don't thank you for coming back or coming to whatever the hell the fuck this is. I'm Dark Ginger, the host of the Ugly Couch podcast. This is Jonnyizz. Thank you so much for coming back. Still not fucking no. What?